Here we are, my friend.
Yes, we are.
It's a good week here in San Francisco. The sun is out today as well.
Oh, yes.
The energy is
Good
high.
day.
Energy is good. I love the booth. Huge booth down there. It's very cool. The
Thank you.
energy is off the charts down there too. So some good conversations.
Yes, we did. I mean, it was quite busy. It's a good problem to have.
Yes.
So, yes, a
Keep
lot
the team going down there.
Oh, yes, a lot of known faces. That's
Yeah.
the interesting part. So we had a lot of customers, and it was good.
Good.
It's good.
Well, before we get into all the goodness, not that you are not goodness, but I want to know who Vivin is and your role at ManageEngine, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff.
I've been with ManageEngine since 2012, so it's been 13 years now. I work as a senior technology consultant, and what do I mean by that is I do two things. One is I take part in seminars, conferences, workshops, and all that hosted by ManageEngine across the globe. And then I talk about technology, I talk about products. That's one thing I do. And the second aspect is I also take care of business development for a few countries in markets, in areas like Europe, and then a few countries in Asia Pacific as well.
Okay.
So
Does that cross over into like a field CTO kind of role where you're engaging with customer
kind of thought leadership,
more thought
kind of
leadership and evangelism?
streamlining
Okay.
how our products should go,
Got it.
and what is the market feedback, and how are customers reacting to launches. And because not every market is direct, we have to work with partners.
Right.
So it's a good experience.
Yeah, very cool. So let's talk about the ManageEngine brand
Okay.
and all that's going on in there, and the connection to Zoho. I suppose we should touch on that as well.
ManageEngine has been around for more than 20 years, to be precise, 22 years. So it is a division of Zoho Corporation. So Zoho Corporation has multiple divisions. People confuse Zoho with ManageEngine. Is it kind of an acquisition, or is it a merger and all that? No, it's just one company with multiple divisions. So Zoho focuses mainly on delivering business applications, like your CRM, your mail, and all that, whereas ManageEngine focuses on delivering IT management software. So these two are the divisions, and specifically to give you some numbers, in North America we serve more than 30,000 customers, and across the globe we have reached close to 190 countries, and we serve close to 2.9 million customers. So I'm talking about enterprises, and every year has been a new learning for us. At least learning has happened in phases. So we initially started off with point products. It was just to address one specific IT problem. So it was a point product approach. And over the years, we have evolved. So right now, from point products, integrating them contextually, to now we have evolved into a platform that enterprises can use. Small, medium, and large enterprises.
Okay. So a platform with multiple components. What are some of the main components? I mean, IT management's a pretty broad space.
Yeah.
So give us a view, maybe some of the key modules, and then how companies take those in and actually use them either directly or through partners.
Sure. What started off as, let's say, a small set of IT tools or IT management tools is now grown to a comprehensive portfolio of close to 60 plus products that are
60.
Yeah, 60 and counting. So 60 products spanning across verticals like identity and access management, SIEM, endpoint protection, and then you have business analytics, security analytics, so IT service management. So these are our core verticals that we have all these 60 products into.
Got it. So because they're on the platform, presumably they're intelligent with each module, so a collaboration of the components, if you will.
Absolutely.
So give me a few scenarios of I don't know, typical use case of an organization in healthcare. How do they use ManageEngine?
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, it was all a point product approach to begin with. So IT service management, well, we had a product. Endpoint protection, we had a product, and then for SIEM, we had a product. Now, as customers evolved, we had to catch up. We had to cater to their needs. So we had to make sure that these point products talk to each other within a context. So it has to be a contextual communication. Now, talking about healthcare and how do we add value with our tools to a sector like healthcare, let me give you a very basic example.
Okay.
Now, any industry for that matter, the underlying technology is the same. For example, Active Directory is the same in healthcare, Active Directory is the same in banking, Active Directory is the same in manufacturing. So irrespective of the vertical, the technology, the underlying technology is common. So the pain points are common. So what we decided to do is we wanted to make sure that the offerings that we give to our customers talk to each other in a contextual way. For example, in healthcare, if someone is trying to log into a healthcare record maintenance system at, let's say, a non-business hour, which is out of their shift. Okay, it's kind of an anomalous behavior. So, our SIEM solution should be capable of detecting that in real time, and at the same time, it should send a signal to the IAM solution for an action. Okay, so the action could be probably blocking the user, disabling the user, or challenging the user with various
Second
authentication
factor,
techniques.
it's the third factor, or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then those two events should be forwarded to an IT service management tool as an incident, so that you'll be able to record and mature the incident and see it to a positive closure.
Right.
So that's the whole philosophy behind introducing point products and contextually integrating them.
Got it. And if I heard you correctly, you said IT or security analytics, I'm pretty sure. So having, I guess there's a couple things in there when I think of that. There's what's going on and am I successful with the analytics part? And then I'm also going to guess that there's also what that means from a demonstrable perspective in terms of internal policies. Are we adhering to what we say we need to do, external regulation and compliance and things like that? So can you touch on both of those?
Sure. I would say a commonality with all the topics that you just mentioned is giving the customer the ability to have some decision insights, in the sense you have artificial intelligence, yes, okay, and then you have contextual intelligence. You'll have to make sure that artificial intelligence fits to the context of the end user or the customer. And added to that, you'll have to have business insights. So when you have these three in the equation, in that order, artificial intelligence and then contextual intelligence, and then you have business insights,
Right.
you will be able to deliver decision intelligence. That's exactly what
That's
we're
the
aiming
goal.
at. Yeah, that's the goal.
Make decisions fast.
Yeah, it makes decisions fast, and at the same time, you'll have to make sure that the signals that you feed in are of good quality, so that the outcome is exactly the way you want it.
Yep. And then in terms of how teams, so you have operational teams, you have analysts in the SOC, you have managers overseeing that, and then there's the executive leadership team,
Yep.
which has a totally different view and perhaps driven by different things than the
Exactly.
practitioners. How does what you deliver help connect those different layers within the organization so they're on the same page with respect to here's our business objective, here are the insights with that. How does that drive our risk profile? How does that drive our policies? How does that drive our controls and response and all that? There's a lot to go in there, and if that's not connected properly, then it's kind of hairy for the CISO in particular.
Exactly. So the overall objective of the organization, especially the IT teams, is simple. It's just one focus: ensuring security. Okay? And it could mean a lot of things, but ensuring security is the crux of let's say, whatever objective they have. And how do you actually segregate it based on job functions is our role as a vendor. So what we do is, you cannot give a tool that a CIO wants to see to your sysadmins. Okay? So we'll have to understand their job function, understand their role in achieving the objective, and cater your solutions to their needs. So that's exactly what we are trying to do. I wouldn't say we are great at it or we are the best at it. No, it's an evolution. So we tailor make a solution to fit the exact job needs of the organization, but when you sum it up together, it meets the overall objective of the organization. So you have your helpless team, and they have a certain objective in mind, well, deliver what they're expecting. And then you have a SOC team and they have a certain objective in mind, deliver a solution that fits their objective.
Right.
And when you bring all these three together, okay, no more operating in silos, that wouldn't work.
Right. Do you see a lot of that still?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, silo operation doesn't make sense. Okay, so it's like I see something, you see something totally different, when we don't arrive at our objectives. So we have to talk to each other. At the end of the day, everything is a module, as IT, or it's a different component in IT. So there has to be transparency, there has to be communication, technically speaking, there has to be contextual integration so that we achieve the core objective.
So what are some of the new things that you are seeing and even addressing? Clearly we can't get away from AI.
Yep.
But you also mentioned Active Directory. And I can only imagine what that world looks like now with different systems and agents and all kinds of fun stuff. So what are you seeing and hearing? I'm just giving you a couple examples, maybe more. What are you seeing and hearing, and what's ManageEngine doing to kind of help organizations get ahead of some of these changes that are underway?
Sure. This is my second year in RSA, so I was here last year and this year. So last year, the theme was about AI, and AI. So this year, AI seems to be a bit outdated.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's already everywhere.
Yes, and people are talking about agentic AI. So it's agentic AI, agentic AI, agentic AI. One thing that drives, our core philosophy as a company is don't go after trends just for the sake of it. If it really adds...
Is the advice you give to your customers, or your own advice you take for yourself?
Okay,
or both?
We do a bit of both.
Okay.
Because you cannot act as an advisory board for every organization out there. It depends on their objectives.
Yeah.
Okay? So, talking about things from a broader perspective is what we do here is we look at things. Okay, we are not saying we are not catching up with the trends. We look at things and we actually try to make sense out of it. So we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have close to 60 or 70 products. And how will adding AI or agentic AI add value to our existing solutions so that we add more value to the customers or the end users? And that's the way by which we think about trends. Okay? And we have been in the AI space ever since 2012. So we have a separate division working just for AI and ML.
Driven by ML.
Yes, AI and ML initiatives. So, and very recently we have launched an agentic studio as well. So we are catching up with the trends only when it adds value to our existing offerings.
Not just because marketing thinks it sounds cool.
We don't believe in that because it doesn't materialize. Right. You can create some noise, but it doesn't materialize. Right. So, yeah.
So how and where has it materialized? What are some of the changes that you've taken on?
Okay.
And maybe a better way to ask the question is where have your customers kind of pushed you to do new things, and what are some of the outcomes because of that?
Okay.
How does that sound?
So initially, to start off with, what we wanted to do was we had one thing in mind, in the sense, if there's data, and the quality of the data matters a lot, so we focused on making sure that you only train with quality data. That's one thing that we had in mind. And what our customers wanted was to make things a lot more precise, make things a lot more simpler to digest, so that they will be able to act efficiently. That was the initial expectation. Okay, so it was more kind of being reactive. Now the shift is slowly moving towards being proactive, especially in the space of SIEM, where you talk about threats and AI, AI-based threats, so on and so forth. So from applying AI for all reactive purposes, we are now moving to applying AI for all proactive purposes. So that's the overall objective.
Okay.
And we also believe in not making everything a large language model problem, because when you talk about consumer products like ChatGPT or Perplexity, having an LLM there, large language model there, makes sense, because you're dealing with data, you're dealing with unstructured data, you need to have an LLM in place. But when you talk about enterprise software, or let's say IT management software, you need not have an LLM talking to the application. It could be a small language model, it could be a narrow language model. Right. So sometimes smaller models are better. Okay. It's not like,
Yeah, purpose.
yeah.
Purpose built.
So we have to make sure that we solve the right use case, and based on that, right sizing the model or the language model is what we're focusing on in terms of our AI initiative.
Right. So let's see, how are we doing on time? A couple minutes. Let's close with, I don't know, some feedback you've received, I don't know, from a CISO or from a security manager or even a practitioner,
Okay.
where they say, thank goodness I had these things connected. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen this, or my team would have fallen over here, or it would have taken way too long to respond and recover. Give me a story that sticks out for you that says, because we have such a breadth and depth, and also you're very global, which organizations are also global. How does the breadth and depth of all that you deliver in all the areas around the world help your CISO and practitioners? Give me a story.
Right. So I believe we're talking about two things here. One is how do you actually bring things together and add value,
Right.
and your global presence and how does that play out?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first aspect is, as I mentioned earlier, we initially started off with point products. So a customer gets one product and gets the taste of it, and about the company, about the product, about the service that we offer. And then they decide to onboard multiple products. Okay? Now, over a period of time, let's say we have customers using us for more than 15 years, 20 years. So even if they change organizations, they take ManageEngine with them. So that's one thing that we are really proud of. So what happens here is when you give them 2 or 3 products, and as they evolve, they want the applications to talk to each other. So it was not like a nice to have thing. It was a must to have thing for them.
Right.
So they wanted us to enable contextual integration. So we first delivered that. Okay, I wouldn't say all of our products do that, but most of our products are contextually integrated. And AI is like the icing on the cake. So we had these things natively integrated, not just half-baked integration. So the data set was very rich. And when you use that data set to train your AI, the value add was huge. Right? That's what the customers liked in us. So they wanted us to deliver something. I think we exceeded expectation, and we're trying our best to keep the wave going.
Right.
And about the global reach, well, the global reach, our philosophy starting from day one is to be in close proximity with the customer. Okay, be it in the form of partnerships or direct markets. So you have to be on the ground with the customer. You'll have to have your ears on the ground. That's the philosophy. That's not just a geographical advantage, I would say. That's a philosophical advantage too. So that's how we see it.
Yeah, because it's not just a time zone; it's a culture.
Absolutely.
It's a language.
It should be deeply localized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why we spend a lot on initiatives like having our own data centers instead of going with third-party data centers. So we have data centers across
Sovereignty
the globe.
is important.
18 to 20 data centers across the globe. We had to make sure that the service, that the support, and also the technology has to be localized. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, then we could talk for hours, but we don't have hours. So hopefully we'll have a chance to do more of this and hear more stories from you and your customers. But I want to thank you for the chat today.
Thank you very much.
Did we say everything we want to say? Anything else you want to close with? Maybe a word to the CISOs and security practitioners that listen to this?
I would say, well, we're doing a few things right. We might not be doing everything right, but we're definitely doing a few things right. That's worth a try. So if you are talking about securing your enterprises, securing your users, securing your applications, securing your devices in any scale, be it small, medium, or large, well, you can definitely trust us.
Yep.
We cater to startups, and we also cater to Fortune 500s, and we have been in the industry for about 22 years, so we know a thing or two about the trends.
Yep.
So yes, we are here, happy to help.
Yep. And I have to say, humility speaks volumes, my friend. Humility speaks volumes, and that drives trust, in my opinion.
Exactly.
So, Vivin, pleasure chatting with you.
Likewise.
Everybody listening and watching, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, connect with the ManageEngine team, connect with Vivin, learn more about the many elements that they have for IT and security management, and gain the benefits of the global reach and all the capabilities you bring. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.